You know, beautiful, beautiful views around here.
And we're learning some important lessons for Ham and Lyme, and the biggest lesson I'm taking away from today is navigation. Good morning and welcome back to the channel. I'm John.
And I'm Dawn.
And together we're the two running brooms. Now, many of you may know that we are preparing for Dawn's first ultramarathon to take place on the 1st of July 2023. So today we're going on a slightly different run to what we'd normally be doing on a Sunday. We are going to be undertaking the Penistone Boundary route, which is 16 miles of quite a lot of elevation, practically all off-road, and it goes around the local area of the town where we live.
So today we're doing this route, but actually in the town it's an organised walk, so we thought we'd take the opportunity to use the organised walk as a run for us.
And we shall be largely looking for these signs en route.
Penistone Boundary 2023, let's go!
So I think the event itself started at 8:45, it's about 9:15 now. So there should be quite a few walkers already out. So for the first few miles, we should see people in front of us to know we're on the correct route. So 0.2 of a mile in and we're not lost yet. Looking good. Right, so half a mile in and we've both managed to go over on our ankle. So there's various things we're practicing today. And the first one is navigation. Now this route is pretty well signed. As I said, there will be other walkers out. We do want to know what to do and how to stay calm if we think we're going off route. Because the route we're doing, 31 miles long, there are some signs, but there are places where you need to know where you're going. On the day of the race, we hope to download a GPX file of the route. But we're not that far in yet to the technology challenge. Probably see a distance there, an ancient quarry. One of the lovely things to find on this route that tells us of Peniston's past. Takes us past Peniston Recycling as well. So we're now just crossing an ancient packhorse bridge. Peniston was on the old salt routes from Cheshire across the Pennines into the rest of Yorkshire and beyond. So just think of the old packhorses that have crossed this bridge over the centuries. Now we have the River Don beneath us. The next thing we're practicing is running and walking. We've come to our first set of steps. So one of the tips that Ben gave us was to keep moving and not to worry if it was running or walking. In my own head, I've got a limit on my Garmin of 80% heart rate. Beyond that, we're going to need to walk to conserve energy because I'm only about 1.5 miles in at the minute.
So, over in the distance over there, you can see the Peniston Viaduct,
which collapsed in 1916, but they managed to put it back together again. And just below us, feature of the week, Peniston Cricket Club.
So now we're going to walk up this bit of field and get used to saving energy for later on in the run.
Another thing we're practicing today is wearing kit. Now, I wouldn't normally wear this vest when I'm out for a 16-mile run, but we need to get used to, for the ultra, carrying large amounts of water. Got some snacks in there, mobile phone. What else have we got done? A bank card. I've also got a trusty stick here. One, for beating back any nettles. Two, in case we come across any unwanted cow attention. So other bits of kit we're using today. I intend to run the Ultra in these Puma DV8 Nitro Elites. I know the road shoes, I know the carbon plates, but have quite a low profile, like old school racers, which is what I need when I'm running off-road. I'm not the world's greatest off-road runner, and I need the feedback through my feet to my brain about what's happening on the ground. What are you wearing, Dawn?
At the moment I'm just wearing some Nike Tempos, which are non-carbons, but they are sort of good surface. They've got good traction on the bottom. So I'm not sure what I'm going to wear on the day yet. I haven't made up my mind.
So just over 3 miles in, no problems yet. Dawn has been sipping continuously and just reminding me I need to sip before I get dehydrated. Lots of downhill so far, but my favourite elevation. But that's one more thing we're practicing today, is running elevation, because normally on a training week we do lots of miles up and down our flat old railway line, the Trans-Pennine Trail. But the Hammer Line 50k has lots of ups and downs, so we need to get used to conserving energy on the ups, and for me, managing the technical aspects of the downs. Four miles in, no cows yet. What beautiful landscape, what beautiful rolling hills and dales we have around here. A very steep downhill here, ankle turning.
It's really warm today as well. This is the first hot day I think we've had this year. And one of the reasons I've worn a t-shirt rather than a vest is that I'm aware that on the first day when your skin's not used to the sun. Yeah, so look at this beautiful meadow. So, steep downhill. So we had our first wrong turn, but some of the signs have also been removed from the posts. So I think we're gonna have to have our wits about us from now on.
Luckily there's other walkers around we can follow.
Yeah, but as Ben said, don't rely on those around you because they also may be going off route. So this is the first section I think we've come across where we actually don't feel we can run on it in terms of the terrain. It's not that it's a bad terrain, I mean it's just mud, but it's cambered and ankle twisting. We're climbing over lots of stiles on this run. That's something we're having to get used to.
Food time. I often see these days. Dark chocolate caramel tunnocks. So if anybody from Tunnocks is watching in and wants us to feature Tunnocks bars on the channel, please get in touch.
Treat time. So we know this bit of the trail because we've run this on some of our runs before. So
just before the halfway point, we come across this building, not much to look at, but it's the remains of what's part of a Second World War camp which housed several thousand US Army troops up here. They're prepared all around this area for the D-Day invasions. So just take a moment to remember those brave souls. How many people slept in that hut who lost their lives on the 6th of June 1944. So just at a halfway point here, we've got a little refreshment stand set up. One thing I've learned here is to have everything to hand. I've just had to hunt down in my bag where my phone is, where my cash card is, too much sitting down.
just gone through the halfway checkpoint, filled our bottles up and had a few Pringles, and now we're on the second part of the route. As John just said, this is about less than 2 miles from our house and we've never actually been here before, so discovering new trails on our doorstep. So the field we've just come over normally has loads of cows in. How lucky am I that they weren't there today?
To maintain these, and if anything, if today's anything to go. That's what I'm doing.
You're doing it the other way?
Yeah. Just met our friend Damien, who's a trail runner. You can see he's got his dark peak vest on.
I've got road shoes on there today. It's
oh,
dry.
same here. Yeah. So it's actually, the terrain is absolutely perfect all the way around. Okay, so John's just checking the instructions now. This is Moore Reservoir. So we've just run through this field. So we've decided to walk up this section because it's really hot today, as I've mentioned earlier, and the heart rate is starting to rise. We live in a real beautiful area, as you can see all around. So we've taken a wrong turn and we're having to climb up a steep embankment to get back onto the track. But that's fine. This is the fun and games of trying to navigate your way around a route that you're not familiar with. So we're back en route now and we're just going over this tiny little wooden bridge. So we're 11 miles in now. Starting to feel it because of the heat and the stop-start element of the run.
I'm going to try and navigate off this map that they kind of gave us at the start. We can see what's happening to the map.
It's becoming a bit disintegrated, but you know what? It's enjoyable. We have a lovely, beautiful day of weather and, you know, beautiful, beautiful views around here.
And we're learning some important lessons for Ham and Lyme, and the biggest lesson I'm taking away from today is navigation. Don't just think it'll be all right, there'll be some signs, I'll find my way. I know that bit of it, so all I have to do is get to that bit.
I think it's important as well is to make sure you're fueling right on these kind of runs, because I do think that you just tend to use up a lot more energy than when you're doing a consistent run on the road.
And we've just reached a bridge, a little hamlet called Bull House. Just between those trees we have Bull House Chapel. That is the oldest independent chapel that's still in use on its original site. Something dates from something like the 1670s. So a real nice piece of history on our doorstep. I think they open it on a Sunday afternoon. Might just go in and pray for some legs.
So 12 miles in, we got a little bit lost again. So just had a busy road to negotiate, and it looks like we're heading towards Hartcliffe Hill. Beautiful views. Okay, so we're now on about 14 miles. Yeah, 14 miles, just a couple more to go.
We're now something called Doubting Lane.
Yes.
Indeed.
Okay, we're just coming now to the finish. We've made it.
So here we are, having completed the run. Did it in a time of 3 hours, 3 minutes and 31 of actual running or moving time, an average of 11:57 minute mile. There's plenty of stops to try and navigate our way around, to take drinks, to climb over stiles, etc. So I'll see the total elapsed time in a minute. Nice touch from the organisers. Got a voucher for free drink. Don's got a small glass of wine. I got my non-alcohol Erdinger. And we get this free badge that has the Penistone Boundary symbol on.
So that's the Penistone Boundary done and dusted. So John, tell us, what was your negatives and positives from today's experience?
Well, the one big positive was kit. The trainers I chose, those Puma DV8 Nitro Elites, are absolutely fine on the terrain. I tightened them up at halfway because a bit of slippage on some of the off-road bits, but they did the job. Also, that hydration vest was room enough to store my phone, a jacket in case the weather turned, 2 sort of half-litre cartons of drink, so that was more than adequate, so that works well. However, 3 things we really need to work on. 1, navigation. Now, we decided to enter this event at 6 o'clock yesterday evening. We knew bits of the route, but we didn't know the whole thing. There's plenty of times we were going backwards and forwards. I was trying to read that scruffy bit of paper with loads of words on it to navigate, which was burning mental energy when I needed that energy for running the route. So navigation's something we definitely need to pick up on for the Ham and Lyme 50k. Second one, the elevation and terrain. I am not used to running on this for very long. We did a 5-mile run the other night with our friend Alex, and that's about as far as I've gone off-road. So 16 or nearly 16 miles on that today was brutal on my legs. had enough by about 4. And the final thing to work on for me is the fueling and hydration. I thought, well, it's a 16-mile run, so I'll take on board a little bit of extra food than I would normally have. So those are my learning points from today's exercise. How about you, Dawn?
Yeah. Number 1, my shoes. These shoes I'm wearing, they're just normal Nike Tempo trainers, and normally I don't have any problem with them at all. I've worn for long runs during marathon training, but for today, the narrowness of the toes have actually made my toes really sore. Number 2, in terms of what I feel we need to improve on, is the same as you. I think we need to know the route. It's not so much navigating. We can navigate when we've got the instructions in front of us, but that takes time. We're having to stop, read the instructions. So the navigation we managed, but we didn't know the route, so we were having to stop and read the map. In terms of getting things right, I think I got my hydration spot on. I was drinking energy drinks, just sipping it right from the off, basically. And my kit, I think my kit was spot on. I wear shorts with pockets on the side, which I can put my phone in, and they're very comfortable, and just t-shirts. So no problem with my kit apart from the shoes.
So we hope you've enjoyed this, the third in our training series as we prepare for the Ham and Lyme 50k ultra race. It's been a toughie, but we've learnt some lessons. We hope you've enjoyed sharing those lessons with us. If you have, please give this video a like. If you're new to this channel or haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. There'll be plenty more of these, as well as regular park runs and more typical road races from us. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.